Earlier this summer, a surveillance video went viral showing two teen girls throwing a lit firecracker into a house and running away laughing. So why did they do this? So the story starts with this woman, Leslie. And Leslie lives in Citrus Heights, California. And she's just a regular mom. She's got a couple of kids, including a teen daughter, plus she's currently pregnant. In fact, she's expected to give birth in about 2 weeks. And so Leslie and her husband have meticulously put together a Winnie the Pooh themed nursery for their baby's arrival. Now her husband is this guy, Anthony. And so Leslie and Anthony, they put this Winnie the Pooh nursery together, and it's pretty cool. Like, it's even got stuffed animals of all the Winnie the Pooh characters and a Winnie the Pooh chair. And they've worked hard to make this nursery perfect for the baby, and they're really excited for its arrival. Here's the thing though, there's a problem. Her teenage daughter has allegedly been getting bullied lately by a group of girls that she knows. And we don't know her real name, so we'll just call her Daughter. Now, allegedly, this group of girls has been trying to start a fight with Daughter, and they want to rough her up. It seems like they've tried on multiple occasions, but they've been unable to find her and get her alone. And Leslie knows that Daughter's been targeted by these girls, but she kind of just thinks it's teenage drama that'll probably blow over. She could have never dreamed that it would turn into something dangerous. But then, one day in 2026, that's exactly what happens. Because these bully girls must have decided that they don't want to wait anymore. They figure out where Daughter lives, and now is the time to get her. And they're probably like, wouldn't it be funny if we just went to her house and pulled a prank? With the other girls being like, yeah, let's get her. Or, I don't know, something cliche. And instead of, egging her house or TPing her house or something like that, they decide to do something much more sinister. So it's late June, right before the 4th of July, and fireworks are being sold and passed around everywhere. And these bully girls get their hands on some firecrackers, and they think it'll be hilarious to light one and throw it into Daughter's house, so you can already see how this is gonna go terribly wrong. And so these girls drive over to Daughter and Leslie's place, and they park, and 2 of them get out while one waits as the getaway driver. So 2 of the girls walk up to Daughter's house. You can see them here in the security camera footage. So they're at the house and they start looking for a way in. Then one of them sees the security camera, and instead of realizing that she's about to commit a crime on camera and that this is a very bad idea, if you slow the footage down, you can see that she just points right at the camera and she smiles like, isn't it funny what we're doing and there's a camera watching? Anyway, then they find an unlocked window and they open it. And that window leads to the nursery, which is arguably the most important room in the house right now. So the bullies open it from the outside, and one of them pulls out a firecracker, and she lights it up, and she throws it into the open window, and it actually flies through the air, and it lands right inside the crib, and it sparks the mattress pad. Then they run away laughing, like they've just done the most hilarious thing, not knowing or caring if anyone's at home or if there's an actual baby inside that crib. And pretty quickly, the whole crib catches on fire, and the nursery starts filling up with smoke. And while Daughter and Leslie aren't home, Leslie's husband, Anthony, is home. And he's all distracted, playing video games, and he has no idea what's happening in the next room. Meanwhile, Leslie is out with her kids getting some food, and of course, they don't know what's happening back home. But then, bring, her phone goes off, and she gets a notification from her home security camera of some sort of movement. And when she checks the app through the camera, she can see smoke flowing out of the nursery window. And she's like, oh shit! And she immediately calls Anthony, and she says, get out of the house, there's a fire! And so Anthony checks, and he notices smoke coming out from behind the nursery door. And by now, the whole room is engulfed in flames. So he jumps into action, and he runs outside, and he grabs his garden hose, and he starts spraying down the house. Then his neighbor sees the smoke. So this neighbor runs over with his hose, which, respect to that neighbor, because most people probably would have just stood there filming it. This guy, sprung into action. Anyway, together, Anthony and the neighbor, they fight the flames, spraying down other parts of the house so that they don't catch fire too, as smoke starts to spread into other rooms, covering everything in soot. Minutes later, the fire department arrives, and they use their equipment, and they're finally able to put out the fire just in time. But, unfortunately, the damage is already done, and it's pretty devastating. I mean, the entire Winnie the Pooh nursery is destroyed, the Winnie the Pooh characters are burned, and bottles and diapers and clothes and a crib, a playpen, a car seat, everything they worked so hard to collect for the new baby is now either burned or smoke damaged and is in a pile of trash out on the lawn. Despite this, Leslie knows just how lucky they are. I mean, if this fire had happened just 2 weeks later, their baby would have likely been in the crib where the firecracker landed, and they may have lost it. Or if she hadn't seen the smoke on the camera in time, they could have lost their whole house. All because some bully-ass teenage girls thought it would be funny. So Leslie goes back and she checks the footage from her security camera, and she sees those two girls in the act, and the one smiling at the camera. And she immediately recognizes them, because these are the two same girls that have been bullying her daughter. So she, or one of them, lets the police know. So police start investigating this, and the security footage ends up getting out, and it blows the fuck up, going viral all over TikTok and the internet, and the story makes the news, and people can't believe these girls could be both so cruel and so stupid.
The family is picking up the pieces today after police say that 3 juvenile girls threw a lit firecracker through a bedroom window.
However, the positive thing is that Anthony's sister sets up a GoFundMe to help them replace everything they've lost, and she asks for $20,000 to cover a new crib and clothes and diapers and some of the repairs. And they don't just hit that goal, it goes way past it. Within days, it's sitting at nearly $29,000 from over 700 strangers who donated. So while 3 teen bullies are out here torching a nursery for fun, 700 plus strangers who have never met this family are chipping in to help them recover. So that's nice. And because of all this, Leslie is able to quickly rebuild the nursery just in time for her baby's arrival. This is a picture that they posted. And as far as the bully girls go, because they were literally caught on camera, bam, they get arrested. And I couldn't find any mugshots, probably because they're minors. And so ultimately, all 3 bullies get hit with felony charges: arson, aggravated arson, burglary, and conspiracy. And since they're underage and they don't release a lot of information about minors, we may never actually know what their sentence is, but it's likely that they'll get time in a juvenile facility, which is way less than what the internet thinks they deserve, because that footage of them pissed the whole internet off. Anyway, and since they haven't officially been to trial yet, all of this is technically alleged.